Yes, once again, I want to touch on the episode of Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. As you might be aware, like many other countries, the people go to the poll to elect their leaders or the congressmen or women, or the mayor and the governor, and any other legislation department. And that is what we call democracy to the highest. All these things came about many hundred years before. But yet, for all, many of us is not happy about the decision of others. Now, when we get what we want, we are the most happiest people exist, whether those who we put into power do the job or not. But many people around the world, once a politician come and embrace you, laugh and talk with you, might be your own color or language or religion, you believe that that's God's gift. And regardless of the criteria, whether they are wrong, you don't care. And if they are right, you are happy. But when they are wrong and doing the wrong things, you still defend them to the last. I have heard many people all over the world, not only in America, when Reagan was going, they called him the Antichrist. Yet he have done better than those who supposed to be the real Christ. Because President Obama didn't do much for the people, not George Bush. And I must say this too, even though Bill Clinton may have been there, and we claim that he have done plenty, we must not forget the 8 years of Mr. Reagan, President Reagan, and Bush father, who have done so much for the world at large. And after them came the Democrat and Bill Clinton, the president, had the opportunity. And everybody claimed that he was so good. What did we fall for, the talk or the walk? You have to learn to understand. All around the third world, dictators been rising like wildfire. Family have been disappeared. Policemen have been told to kill innocent people, lock them up in some countries. The military involved. So you speak out against these leaders in Africa and Central and South America. Well, you cannot speak against the leaders in Saudi Arabia and certain Arab countries. You are disappearing completely. But barbarically in the African continent, Latin and South American and Caribbean countries, the same thing exists. And these dictators got to learn to understand they breathe the same air. They see the same light and sleep at night in dark. And with a few bodyguards and the office they hold, they disrespect their office and take advantage on their opponent. Not everybody have to be right or wrong, but we must have an open mind how to debate things and put it together. What is demonstration? If we gather together and demonstrate against a government because we don't like them, we don't burn cars, break up cars, mash up building, killing people, making life hard for others. That is not democracy. That is a sense of war. And if you come like that, you have to be dealt with severely. I don't care what part of the world. If you want to live like gorillas or tyrant, you have to be treated in that manner. Now, if you are in a peaceful demonstration, carry the bat like Gandhi and Martin Luther King, and the government or whoever you put into power attack you with dogs and beating you and locking you up, then we have another criteria. Then there's one way to put an end to it. Everybody stop work and sit at home. They can't kill you. They can't force you to work. But you learn from many things. This is not the time to pick up gun to kill each other. When you kill one, you put another one. What do you think you're doing? It might get worse. And it continue. Take a country like Georgetown, Guyana. Indian and black people can never get together. It's like night and day. They will laugh and talk, but will never trust each other. Even though Guyana Black was accused wrongfully for a crime in the 60s, what the CIA brought people from the Caribbean and put into Guyana that created problem and kill Indians, rape and kill, and even kill little 3 and 4 and 5 years girl up Mackenzie. Ladies and gentlemen, I have seen it with my own eyes as a little boy. And I've lived through the time of Falsborn and the late, and I have seen what happened. The late Walter Radney, a young black scholar, was murdered. Uini, Dublin, young black people. I have seen a lot. And under the PPP leadership with Barajagni, a lot of wrong things happened. Property was sold out to friends and family. KNS State was sold out to people who give them $1 more than anybody else. Now, we ask, who put them in power? What did you get? You couldn't get a piece of land in Guyana to buy unless you pay 500,000, $1 million, million and a half and two. And you couldn't talk plenty. And who's the police that they put to police the nation? They make charges on the street, lock you up. You got to bribe them, pay them money to set you free. And they know they are wrong, but yet you got to do it because you don't want to be locked up. Now, these are things that cause civil disobedience. But you go to the poll of civilized people, then they rig the election. Now you're talking other steps in the criteria. I have a philosophy. You try everything what is quiet and good first. You let them know that you put them in power, and if they don't do good, you gather together in large demonstration, in picketing peacefully, not to break up cars, burning up people, building, beating a person because he don't share your views. You're looking for trouble. Peaceful demonstration can remove any government that you put in. But at the same time, the police and the army and the thugs that government got hidden have to understand they are committing a crime against peaceful citizens in their own country. In America, we have seen with Donald Trump, and many instances, riot instead of protesting. People breaking up the business place, the windows, lighting fire, burning car, turning police cruisers over. This is not demonstration. This is what I call civil war. But anytime you carry in a demonstration and you see people like that amongst you, hand them up because they're holding back a struggle. And I wouldn't blame no government when you go out like that to lose the police or the military on you because you didn't come in peace, you come to war. But if you go peacefully, hold hands together, sing your gospel or your song or your chant, but do not make life hard for others and do not criticize and beat other people, tear down their clothes. If they got a picket does not match yours, you don't have a right to touch them. They don't have a right to touch you because that will create one of the biggest problems. That is not democracy. That is some thugs. Ignorant fools believe that they can do what they like. It does not work that way, man. Get civilized. Stop acting barbaric, acting like gorillas, like African continent and Latin and South America. I have the experience in Georgetown, Guyana. The PNC got a criteria. They send the dogs at war, as they would say. We lose the dogs at war upon you, Mr. Barnum, Desmond High. They call the army and the police dogs. And these are human beings, your brothers, your sisters, your fathers, and your sons. Think of it. These leaders have no respect. If you vote for a man and he can't do the job, you vote him out. If you find it's getting too long, both all have to come together with one common cause. Donald Trump is a prime example. He just take power. So much demonstration. Women want the right to abortion. People want the rights to men marry men, women marry men, women. Now, if you base your knowledge on the Bible, then those things that I just mentioned is wrong. But at the same time, government also have to know how to address the situation because it's a it's a country that was founded on the principle of Christianity. You cannot go to Saudi Arabia and China and Russia and some other country and do those nonsense. Or even in Africa where they're supposed to be civilized. And you know it as much as I know it coming from a foreign country. It's time to unite and give this democratic policy the green light. Let's support Donald J. Trump. Not everything he will do right, but not everything is wrong. The country had 320 or 25 million citizens, with a population of 11 to 15 million illegal. If the illegal are working and getting a right salary and paying their tax and doing what is right, it help the economy. But if the illegal are breaking the law by selling drugs and guns and robbing people, raping and killing, we got problem. And therefore, we give the policemen too much work. The policemen will be gunned down, they get killed, and men and women are being killed, murdered because of gang war and all that. Trump got a right to step in. And therefore, many politicians don't want to touch it. They don't care about you. They got bodyguard. They got everything going for them. Why they need you? You are nobody to them. They don't even concern what happened to you, but they hug and embrace you in the time of the voting. 3 or 6 months before, They are your best friend. They're like the clothes you wear on your body. But when they get into power, they don't even know you. You got to pass through security before you meet with them. And remember, before the election, they eating and drinking with you. Respect Donald Trump for one thing. Whatever he says is what he started to from day one to now. And I said again, if you feel he's not doing something right, don't go out there and burning the flag. The flag ain't do you nothing because you're a damn fool to burn the flag, any country flag. Because if I am a man want to make money, I look for a country where they're burning the flag and I keep making more flag because you're going to buy it. That is how you're ignorant, man. Don't burn the flag. That flag is cloth made out of cotton or polyester, whatever. So it only signifies a free nation. So you have to wake up and understand you are committing a crime. A country cannot rule by itself. You have to elect a leader and you have to elect ministers. Here we call them senators and congressmen and women and governors and mayors, like many other countries, we call them ministers, which actually the same thing. And I want you to know one thing. When a country got so many enemies living within its own country, then we got major problem. How can you live in a country and you do not like the country, but you're making a living here? Sometimes we talk raw talk and side talk, but comes down to it. You have to love the country that you're living in. It doesn't mean that the country might be 100% right because they got their hands in many nasty things around the world, but they come back again. You are here. You're making a living. You have to defend it against other. Because in Africa, you cannot live good. In India, you cannot live good. In China, you are limited. And in Central and South America, make it worse. And in the Caribbean, also. Only the few get a chance. So, my brothers and sisters, all I'm asking you, give Donald J. Trump the opportunity to do his work. If you want to demonstrate, come out in large number, peacefully and kind. Do not fight and burn cars, breaking people, building, and going on like a fool, building a statue or whatever you call it, look like Trump or look like whoever is the leader, and you burn it. Don't attack people because you do not like what they are saying. Try to correct them, and if they are too loud, leave them alone. Do you know how many criticism I get from all kind of people? You name it, they call me. Some tell me my mother should have had an abortion. And yes, they're right, she did. I am outside, not inside. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we want to live in peace in this world, show respect. Regardless of our language and our culture or nationality, we live in the United States of America and we must protect it. There's a slogan, see something, say something. You hear something, say something. The life you might be saving might be your own or your relative or your good friends. But let's save each other, man. Come out of this trash talk. That's all I can tell you. The reason why I have seen a lot in this time, I have traveled all over the world so far. Thank God for that as a seaman and another area of other things. Now, you cannot go into somebody's house and tell them how to run it. Since everybody don't want the illegal to go out, let me start with the politician, the churches. Let's adopt a family each. Congressmen got many houses. The president, them who support it, want to keep the illegal. They got plenty of houses. Let's give them houses, man. Let's adopt them. Let's make them citizens, as you say. But nobody want another person in their home. So what we do?